Welcome in this course, and first of all, thank you. You made the right decision. This is the only AI course you will ever need. I will start with a course overview. If you have any questions, you can always find me in the question and answer section. So let's begin. Section 2 is about understanding generative AI. We talk about what is machine learning, deep learning, history, and differences of generative AI. In section 3, we talk about key terminologies. We learn LLMs, we master prompt engineering, we'll be covering embeddings and fine-tuning. Section 4 is about the use cases of generative AI. We talked about revolutionizing content creation with generative AI, transforming software development, and enhancing retail experiences. Section 5 is about the basic overview of the functions of ChatGPT. In this, we first talk about how you can create a GPT account, and then we explore the GPT interface. We'll be talking about the free tools and the paid tools too. Section 6 gets a bit more technical. Here we talked about why prompt engineering is important. Then we talked about the most important concept, that is semantic association. Also, we talked about bad prompts and how to improve them. Then, instruction prompting, role prompting, and short prompting was discussed. Section 7 is a bit more advanced. We talk about the system prompt or custom instructions, chain of thought, self-consistency prompting, generated knowledge prompting, and the tree of thoughts prompting. And in section 8, I will give you more tricks. We use, for example, brackets, sequence prompting, the reverse prompt engineering, and much more. Section 9 is a bit of a cheat sheet because here we talked about how to make large language models and we turned them into prompt generating machines. And in section 10, we talked about real-world examples of how you can use ChatGPT. You can do speed reading, translating, learning new things like Excel, spelling, grammar, proofreading, translating, and also how you can take medical advices, writing songs, and much more. Moving on to section 11. Section 11 is about how you can use ChatGPT for text. You can train GPT on your own writing style, write books, trigger emotions in your context, and much more. Section 12 is similar. We talked about writing, but now it's SEO. Moving on, section 13 is about career and life. ChatGPT can help you find your dream job. In order to get it, you need to master the job interview as soon as you have the job, and of course your SEO. We learn how to generate leads, use it as a life coach, improve communication skills, planning, vacations, and more. Section 14 is about browsing web in ChatGPT. For now, this is a paid feature, but you will learn how you can use this for completely free. Section 15, we talked about computer vision. I think we have 7 pillars of computer vision. So ChatGPT can describe, interpret, recommend, convert, extract, assist, and evaluate. So here we talked about these 7 pillars, and moving on to section 16, it is about the advanced data analysis. You need this for data visualizations and more. You can even crop your pictures, make GIFs, change colors of your pictures, and much more, because this thing understands code and GPT is of course multimodal. Section 17 is about programming. First, we talked about a few of the programming languages. Then you will see what GitHub is. We use ChatGPT to learn stuff like HTML, debug code, program, Python codes, and of course, you also need to understand what Google Colab is, because we need this later in the course a lot. In next section, we cover basics of programming, like functions, lists, dictionaries, loops, etc. And then we cover file handling with ChatGPT. Here we talked about modifying text files, merging them, and also Excel processing with ChatGPT. Moving on to section 20, here we talked about data analysis and visualization in great detail. In section 21, we talked about using ChatGPT to build desktop apps. Here we'll be running our first GUI app, and then we'll be building an Excel file viewer desktop app with PyQt and Python. In section 22, we discuss what are Chrome extensions and how we can use them, and we'll test for generating summary with ChatGPT. and then we'll explore AI prompt management Chrome extensions. Moving on to ChatGPT competitors, we talked a little more about parameters and LM structure, and then we start with all the competitors. Everything you need to know about Gemini and Grok AI from Elon Musk and more. Section 24 has all of Google Gemini. Here we'll be discussing what is Google Gemini, how it differs from other AIs, and then we'll set up the account and we'll generate images and we'll talk about the upload features. In Claude section, we'll be covering why all LMs fail in tricky math problems. We'll be covering image recognition, summarization, constitutional AI, Claude potential biases, perfectly imitating a writing style with Claude, outline, and many more. Then we'll be talking about Grok AI. We'll be talking about what it is and how it can benefit you. Moving on to open source models. You will learn what Hugging Face is, and you can see the Hugging Chat too. We talked about Mistral Mixer. This is an enormous LM and has a completely new architecture. We'll be talking about how to use it, what is Llama from Meta, and Perplexity. Section 28 is about different diffusion models. We can make pictures with these things. First, we need to explain what diffusion models are, and then some examples, and the special thing about stable diffusion, that is the seed. In section 29, we start with del E, from the beginning until the most advanced stuff. So how to use it, for example, cool custom instructions, and how to get the generator to create characters. Section 30 is about Adobe Firefly. This is also a really cool diffusion model, in which we talked about how to create pictures, different styles, camera settings, and more. Section 31, we start with Midjourney. And I personally love Midjourney. Here we'll be talking about the account setup, upscaling parameter options, and commands and use of emojis. And in more advanced stuff, we talked about text prompts and basics. We'll be covering light and theme and style, material, medium, emotions, location, lighting, everything. In section 33, we talked about the parameters of Midjourney. We'll be covering aspect ratio, quality, stylize, chaos, seed, tiling, and many more. Section 34 is about stable diffusion versus Midjourney, DALL-E, and Firefly. And of course, in the next section, we talked about Leonardo AI. So this is also a stable diffusion model. We'll be covering the pricing, creating first images, negative prompts, and many more. Section 36 is enormous. We talked about AI influencers. They are all over the place and they make a lot of money, and you'll learn how to make them. Section 37 is text to speech, and section 38 is about text to video. Here we'll be covering Sora. We'll give an introduction to Pika Labs, Runway ML, and then we'll be covering text to music. In this, we'll cover how you can create music with Suno AI. We'll be using it along with Copilot, and we'll give an introduction to Udio AI music. Section 40 is about making money with AI. Here you'll learn that is this really that easy? You need to find your niche, and then some cool examples like selling prompts on Prompt-Base, freelancing on Fiverr, Upwork, and so on. We'll be covering selling AI art on Etsy, Creative Market, Unity Asset Store, and OpenSea. We'll be covering career opportunities in AI to become a good prompt engineer. Section 41 is also very enormous. Here we cover everything about Perplexity AI. We'll be going in great detail. We'll covering all the features, the playground feature, understanding Perplexity's privacy policy, summarizing papers, and doing some general research, and many more. So throughout our time together, we'll explore generative AI, Python, and ChatGPT, and you'll gain practical, hands-on experience that you can immediately apply. My goal is to make this learning experience as engaging and accessible as possible. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or need clarification on anything. Remember, learning is a collaborative process, and I encourage you to take advantage of this community here. Participate in discussions, share your thoughts, and help each other out. The more you engage, the more you'll get out of this course. So let's dive in and start this exciting journey together. I'm here to support you every step of the way. and I can't wait to see what you'll accomplish by the end of this course. Let's get started.